What's up? What's up? Today we are talking about how to become the go-to in your space. Now, although this will pretty much work wherever you're using attraction marketing, today I'm going to specifically talk about Facebook in regards to the content that you're posting. So before we dive in, just make sure if you like the content that I'm putting out that you not only subscribe to my channel, but you also hit that bell so you'll be notified anytime that I put up a new video, as I do those every single week. So my entire goal is by the end of this video that you are going to have that mindset shift that's going to completely change the way that you post on Facebook or any social media channel for that matter. Now I'm going to start off with a fun little game, and what I'm going to do is I am either going to say a phrase or I'm going to say a person's name, and I want you to either, if you're not driving, put it in the comments, the first person or the first thing that pops into your head after I say it. Now there is a method to my madness, so I do have a point to this entire game. So let's get started. Who do you think of? Who's the first person that pops into your head when it comes to just somebody who does like phenomenal makeup? Now on this one, I am gonna kind of tell you who pops into my head, and I'm a little bit obsessed, just saying, is Jaclyn Hill. She is a massive YouTuber who I have just learned so much from. I love just her personality, her makeup tips that she gives, and honestly, I don't know of anybody else who does like more bomb makeup than this chick. But let me know below again in the comment. Second person, Walt Disney. What pops into your head? Now for me, again, it would have to be Disney World, which is the happiest place on earth. What about Chalene Johnson? Now the first thing I think of when I think of Chalene Johnson is fitness, health, wellness, just how to eat right. She's done infomercials, she's done tons of different like workout DVDs, so I definitely attribute Chalene Johnson to like that health and wellness space. What about me? If you're completely new to me, that's totally okay. But if you've been watching me for a while, what's the first thing that you think of if somebody were to say Sherri Brown? Hopefully it's nothing bad. So the entire point of the game is just to understand that each of these people that I either mentioned or a person that has popped into your head, each of them have created a brand, something that they're absolutely known for. They have become that go-to in that particular space. So now you might be thinking, okay, great, Sherri, but how do I become that go-to? Now, a little disclaimer before I hop into this. Now, although this is not something that I personally came up with, I am definitely like a lifelong student. So as I learn things, I will start implementing them. If they work, that's when I'm going to share them with you. And so just wanted to kind of give that little disclaimer, but I will tell you this has definitely worked like gangbusters for me. So the first thing that you want to do is get out a pen and paper. Of course, if you're driving, just kind of think about it in your head and then write this down when you come to a stopping point. But I want you to think about like, what are 3 to 5 things that you kind of just want to be known for? Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. I know as women, sometimes we tend to do that. But I don't mean like 3 to 5 things you want to be known as health and wellness, and you want to be known for like skincare or beauty. You know, these 3 to 5 things, like think about a couple of different things you want to be known for, along with, you know, what are your likability factors? What are your relatability factors? And it's totally okay if these change down the road, and they absolutely might change down the road, because as you develop as a person, so is your brand. And sometimes you just have to kind of dip your toes in and play around with a few things before you might realize like what you do actually like, what you don't like, and what you do want to be known for. But right now, I just want to think about what are 3 to 5 things that you really embody as a person, who you are, what you're about, who you serve. Then what we're going to do is we are going to hop over here to Facebook. Now, right now I have my personal profile pulled up, okay? And so Right here under your profile picture, if you're on a desktop, you see this little intro. Now, right now, unless Facebook changes it, and let's just say they like to change stuff, but right now you get 101 characters to really showcase who you are, what you're about, who you serve. And this is definitely one of the first things people are going to notice when they land on your profile, especially people who you aren't already connected to. So if you look at mine, you can see that right here, right off the bat, I kind of showcase the who I serve portion. And you can see marketing and branding nerd, productivity junkie. So I love teaching people like the foundational pieces to marketing and branding. And then obviously being a stay-at-home mom myself, I am like a huge productivity junkie. I love my time way too much. And so I'm really obsessed with just learning how to work smarter than harder and how to really utilize the time that I have to be ultra productive so I'm not wasting it. You can also see where I have mommy, I have a little emoji of me and a little girl, also a dog. So this kind of showcases those relatability factors, those likability, relatability factors, in that I'm a mom to not only a tiny little human, but also a fur mom. I've got 4 dogs right now, 2 cats. I didn't put a cat picture right here, but I'm definitely an animal lover. And so if other people are coming to my profile, they're automatically gonna feel like, you know, we have some commonality. We've got something that kind of makes me relate to them. Then I have wife and helping you stand out online. So that's really the goal, is teaching you how to stand out from the masses, because it is a busy and noisy world. Now I am going to give you a little bonus tip here, and that is, as you're mapping this out and thinking about, you know, what yours are, I also want you to add a couple of emojis, because right now, like, I don't know about you, I'm definitely a visual person. So if you can add in those emojis, it just kind of helps snap people into that section, get their attention, and it kind of draws the eye. Now, I will tell you, I do want to kind of back up and share a little story, because for the longest time, I got started online back in 2011, and I was a total spammer for like the first 4 years. I spent more money than I made, and honestly, when it came to my brand and what I was known for, I was basically like a stay-at-home mom who was trying to pitch and spam her way to success. So ultimately, I guess I was known for like a spammer who was like the epitome of like what not to do on Facebook. That's why I often refer to myself, if you watch me on Facebook, I often refer to myself as a hashtag recovering spammer. So needless to say, during that time period for the first 4 years, I definitely had no clue about what branding was. This chick's profile, because this is what you don't want to do on Facebook. But I will say, after, over some time, I really just became obsessed with marketing and really learning what the successful did to actually stand out. So now that you've kind of brainstormed, what those 3 to 5 things are, and feel free to drop it below. Let me know in the comments. I do go back and read those comments. I do reply, so don't be afraid just to say hi. So now that you've thought about those things, and you might say, okay, great, Sherri, so all I have to do to become the go-to is just talk about those topics, right? Not exactly. See, there's one part that I really want to shake you up and really make you understand. And again, this is something from a guy that I follow. His name is John Eric, and I absolutely love this little mindset shift that he gave me, and therefore I'm passing it on to you. And that is, he said, it's not always about exactly what you talk about, but sometimes what's even more important and how to become that go-to is what you don't talk about. Seriously, when I first heard that, it was like that head blowing off emoji. So again, to become the go-to, it's not only about what you talk about, it's what you don't talk about that matters. So my point is, there's a reason why people come to me when they have questions about Facebook, when they have questions about Facebook Live or productivity or branding and target audience, those foundational pieces. But when it comes to social media, there's a reason why people come to me when they have questions about Facebook, and they don't come to me about other social media platforms. It's not only because I'm all the time talking about Facebook and giving you tips, but again, it's about the fact that I don't talk about other platforms. I don't teach Instagram. I don't teach like how to get your videos to rank on YouTube or how to grow like a massive audience on YouTube. So again, I just want to kind of bring that point home. It's not always about what you talk about that's important. It's also what you don't talk about. And that is really the key to becoming the go-to in your space. And there's really a reason why people don't come to me about prospecting anymore. Because after I realized that the thought of being like Kevin Hart in the Jumanji movie where he was like trampled by rhinos was more appealing than talking about prospecting, I just stopped. Now listen, I have recruited hundreds and hundreds of people from social media, so it's not that I don't know how to have a conversation. I'm more obsessed with the marketing and really becoming better at generating leads and teaching other people how to attract like their ideal customer versus going out and cold messaging random people they don't know using messages that just simply don't work. Now, if at any time you have gotten some value during this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up below and share it out. Sharing is caring. Now, with that being said, I do have a couple of action steps for you. Action step number 1, pick your 3 to 5 things. What makes you relatable? Who are you? What are you about? Who do you serve? What are those 3 to 5 things that you really want people to know that you really embody? Step number 2, stop posting or sharing anything that doesn't relate to the intro that you have on Facebook. So before you go to put up a post, always ask yourself, okay, does this align with what's in my intro? If it doesn't, don't post it. If it doesn't, don't share it. And number 3, if you want to dive deeper on this topic and you want to just learn more about marketing in general, maybe you don't have that foundation in place or you lack some clarity on some specific things in your business and you've been racking your brain, then I definitely want to invite you to join us in the Moms Marketing Lounge. The Moms Marketing Lounge is an online membership program where you get a couple of trainings a month, and each week I do pop-up coaching sessions, and we're a tight-knit community of people who we just dive deep into marketing and teaching you just how to be a more effective marketer, how to be a smarter marketer. So if that sounds like something that's up your alley, then I will post the link below in the description on how you can become a member. And you can come in, hang out. Listen, if I'm not your cup of tea, feel free to bounce. But I just encourage you to come in with an open mind, come in just being coachable and ready to get to work. Again, all the information is below in the description, and so I hope to see you on the inside. And last but not least, if you got some value from today's training, feel free to share it out. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was below in the comments. And if there's any other particular training that you want me to talk about on a future video, let me know below in the comments. Hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.